Today I will be taking you through a very nice back bend flow that is quite quick and works quite well for the shoulders and the back, but also your hip flexor. So to try and like reach into this lovely back bends, and all you need today is a beautiful little strap and a mat. So I've padded my mat, so that means just for my knees, because you might need it for your knee, but a mat will suffice. If you need to cushion your knee, you can use knee pads or a second mat like I've just done. Okay, let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is use our strap. You want to do 8 to 10 repetition of shoulder dislocates, which means when you do shoulder dislocates, you want it to be quite loose, okay? So like back and forth, but we try and focus on keeping a spine neutral. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm just staying quite neutral in my spine. I'm avoiding moving back and forth with my spine. We just do 10 little reps here. You can have a little bit of tension just to try and like engage a little bit more into that shoulder a little bit, yeah? So try and start feeling your shoulders working. You might also want to try maybe do another shoulder exercise, warm up beforehand, because we are going to go quite deep quite quickly in this sequence. It's quite an intermediate to advanced. Once you've done your 10 repetitions, let's grab this a little bit shorter, okay? So we're going to start using a little bit more into the back. The only thing I want you to really focus on is when you go into the back here is keeping your arms straight and focusing, rather than go into this position, really focusing on keeping an external rotation, yeah? So external rotation as you lift up and behind. So I want you to imagine when you lift behind that the shoulders still hold back, and then we pull through the chest a little bit and we're going to arch the back. So it will look like that, yeah? So when I reach up, I engage into my shoulders. I reach my shoulders first, and when I focus on externally rotating my shoulders here, I just try and make sure, then I try and take a little back bend. So try and lift that chest up and don't sink into your neck, and then come back and do a shoulder flexion, shoulder protraction, and spine flexion, not shoulder flexion, shoulder protraction, spine flexion, to keep the shoulders down. Good. And then stay into this stable sort of movement of the shoulders. Start really think about shoulders and arms come back first. And then imagine that someone is pulling your band back, not down, back towards the wall behind you. Yes? We do this 2 more times. So make sure you can breathe in this position. Again, let's try and avoid sinking our shoulders and sinking into our neck. So let's try and avoid and pull back. Take a nice deep breath. We do one more. Tension on the band, yeah? So keep pulling that tension on the band. It's okay if you don't come into like shoulder width apart. You can see I'm not going too narrow for this element. Okay. Now let's work on our hip flexor. So we're going to take the left knee forward and we're going to keep the right leg back, okay? Let's take a low lunge here with the hands on the inside of your left foot. Let's tuck the toes. We're going to do 10 pulses, 10 lizard pulses with our hip. So straighten that leg and do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. 10 knee taps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, good, 4, 3, straighten that leg, engage into your quads, and 1, good. Drop that knee down, drop that foot down, and try and come into low lunge with an ankle extension here. Good. Try and keep that knee in. Let's take the hands forward, let's lift the chest, let's really work into the spine, the flexion of your hip flexor on the left leg, and then let's start pressing up and hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's press the hands and let's come up. So have your band at the ready here. We're just going to start taking a nicer twist to the left hand side. Let's reach that left hand backwards, yeah, and then take your right arm to meet, and then we're going to start twisting to the other way around. So when we twist the other way around, now we're going to try and reach towards our ankle, our heel, our toes, and then chest is going to come to face the ceiling. Then we're going to twist again, and we're going to go to the other side. So we use multi-dimensional in our spine, and you can take into a bit of a lower lunge here as well. Try and reach into this nice back bend as you reach, and try not to sink. Use that right hand almost like a camel pose. And let's do one more. You can do more repetitions if you feel you're enjoying this move. And then we're going to take ourselves to the other side. So let's take the right leg forward, the left leg back, and let's come with the hands on the inside. Tuck the toes, and let's do the 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, good. Keep going. Yeah, so really feel the opening through here. 3, 2, 1, knee tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Press that foot, lift that knee, drop that hip, and lift that chest. Good. Drop that knee down, take your hands forward, tuck that right knee in, and lift onto your right toes. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. We come up, we take that nice little bit of twist. Whee! And then slowly find this lovely movement. I like to inhale here, and I like to exhale in my twist. Inhale. Find that movement that works for you. Just land into the arm backwards and that chest up. Try and breathe. You do between 4 and 6, 8 repetitions. I've just done 5. And back. Good. So we're going to take ourselves back to the other side now. The left leg forward. Take your band. We're going to go back to what we did with the shoulders and the back bend. So stay into your neutral spine first. Stay into your neutral, also hip flexor. Stretch, and we're going to try and do the same movement we did when we were on our knees, taking that band backward, rotating into an external, lifting your chest towards the ceiling, and then gently take yourself into a low lunge. Here you want to try and be quite careful not to dump into the low back. Once you're here, imagine that someone is pulling on your band towards the back of the room, the wall behind you. Yes, and try and hold this for about 3 to 5 breaths. You can do this into 3, 5 repetitions, how much as you can hold, or work into longer hold. But just really try and think, chest is lifting and the band is pulling backwards, not down. We're trying to reach backward first, yes? So trying to find this nice shoulder engagement. Chest is lifted and we use the back muscles to hold. And then we stretch into that hip flexor, we do a nice extension of the hip, and then we take that stretch a little bit further. It's very hard to talk at the same time. Okay, and then you can do the other side. So with this one, I can let you get on with it because obviously I'm just giving you the demo, and this is quite important that you make sure you do the exercises beforehand, enough repetitions to feel comfortable to go into this back bend. Okay, so always think shoulder back, engage, pull into your band slightly, and then imagine that someone is pulling that band away. So you can see I'm a little bit tighter on this side. Okay, so again, be careful because only have one spine. Just engage all the muscles. We've done a little bit on the shoulders. We've engaged into a bit of extension in the spine. But you know, this is a very quick tutorial, so just really make sure you warm up and cool down adequately. But let me know how you get on. This is a really nice sequence that I really enjoy doing to open into my back bend in a more active way rather than passive. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you later.